a lot of volatility. 2-year yield, that was at 489. That was 5 basis points lower. A raging debate continues here in the Bloomberg newsroom as to whether the large black and white pandas are better or the little tiny pandas, the red pandas, which we have at the Central Park Zoo and at the Bronx Zoo here in New York City. And I must say, having seen them recently, they are mondo cute. I in fact prefer them over the big giant pandas that are apparently coming back to the United States.
As do I, and I like to think I won over Scarlet Fu with the videos that I sent over of red pandas eating
I'm glad
grapes.
to see that you're working really hard.
This is
Sending
what happens
videos
during
to
the commercial
people.
break.
Exactly.
Billy shares some red panda videos. And yeah, I have to say that these are pretty impressive, but I'm a fan of the black and white giant pandas.
But the red pandas, you say, are not technically
Not
pandas.
related to pandas.
They're like
They're more
they're like
raccoon family.
raccoons that get into your garbage. at night.
Raccoons are kind of cute too, though. If you like take away the
Yeah.
Yeah,
eating
not if you're a
trash
homeowner.
stuff, yeah. Those
If
are
you're
the
a homeowner,
downsides.
raccoons are really a pain in the butt.
When you live in the suburbs, well, you'll find out because you recently moved. They get into your trash cans and make a mess of just about everything. But yeah, they're cute.
I do see a lot of woodchucks and deer. Those are the two animals that I encounter.
All right. Well, speaking of issues that homeowners face, or potential homeowners, we did get some data this morning. New U.S. home construction unexpectedly rose in October. That is a sign that builders continue to benefit from a limited supply in the resale market. I want to bring in Kate Kaminski. She is the Chief Operating Officer of Walton Global, which is a privately owned land asset and real estate investment company with about $3.6 billion in assets. Kate joins us by Zoom from Scottsdale, Arizona. Kate, good to speak with you. Can you give us a sense of what the housing market in Scottsdale, Arizona, part of the Sun Belt, looks like versus the rest of the country?
Thanks for having me. I was hoping we were going to talk about pandas today.
Wait, are you a fan of red or black and white pandas?
I like the black and white ones too. But housing, how about those numbers today? Really excited to see the result. And I have to say that is really consistent with what I was hearing last week. Was at a prominent real estate conference in New York City. We had everyone from the investment side of the business to home building to supply chain, all there. And sentiment in the room was high, so much higher than the same conference just a year ago. And I think that that's really representative of what we're seeing in these numbers that came out today, with over 13% increases in starts and permits.
Kate, what is driving the optimism? Is it just the pent-up demand for houses and the fact that there's not a ton of supply of non-new or existing homes?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a factor of that lock-in effect that we're seeing with existing home sales. Builders are really benefiting from rates being where they're at, and people that are locked in, under 4%, not having a desire to sell at this point because of what the cost of moving into a new home would be. So builders are experiencing market share that is totally out of the norm, and really benefiting from that.
Yeah, there's some data from a consulting firm called Zonda that indicates new homes now account for a third of available inventory versus the typical 10%. Is this is this now the new normal to have new homes account for a third of available inventory, or is this temporary?
I think that this is going to be here to stay for a little while, because people are going to benefit from those rates that they're locked into for a while. So, there is a fundamental need for new housing supply, and the builders are the ones who are going to be able to provide that as we see, these historically low levels of resale inventory. I think that the builders are also going to continue to command market share because of what they're doing with their rate buy-down programs. They're getting people into homes at what continues to be kind of the level that consumers seem comfortable with, which is around that 5%. So we're seeing builders across the board really pushing these programs of buying down mortgage rates, which are sitting at 7.3% today, down to 5.5%, just below that, which is where you're seeing a lot of consumers comfortable.
And looking at what the rates environment is showing right now, baking in 3 Fed cuts for next year, what happens with the new home construction market in 2024 if in fact we do see rates continue to come down?
Yeah, I think it's going to continue to escalate. I mean, all of the home builder stocks are up, and they're definitely looking to increase community count. Here at Walton, we're really focused on an earlier stage in the cycle as compared to the development or building side. We're buying land to feed to these builders that's really in the path of growth. And we're seeing an acceleration in the deals that we're putting under contract because these builders are really looking to secure that supply because they continue to see the demand. So we're seeing builders continue to build on spec because they're seeing that turnover in their inventory. And we're expecting that community count's going to continue to increase and that demand is not going to decline in the near term.
Kate, I look around New Jersey and I don't see any undeveloped land. Where are you guys putting money to work to and buying to sell to these home builders?
So we're really focused in the southern half of the U.S. We focus on your typical, market fundamentals such as jobs, people, so migration into a market, and we're looking to continue to expand where the builders are taking us, and that is we're really seeing in that Sunbelt region. And particular states continue to defy all odds like Texas and Florida with staggering new home starts within those markets.
We were talking about a story that was very well read on the Bloomberg today about how almost 40% of U.S. homeowners are mortgage free. And the majority of these homeowners are retirement age. And a lot of them are basically cashing in on their homes in the Northeast and then selling those and going to buy homes in the Sun Belt. How does that distort this current housing market?
So, I think that from a new home building perspective, we're still seeing that, help the demand side because we're seeing a lot of active adult communities pop up within the states that I just mentioned. That continues to be a product that, they're really driving within each of those markets. And so I think even though you're going to maybe see some resale inventory creep up in those markets, you're going to see the demand for new homes within those Sunbelt areas, places looking for highly amenitized communities, which, tend to be a lot of your newer communities as compared to some, older single homes that aren't going to have those recreational facilities. And so we think that continues to be a great opportunity to expand market share.